So last time, you guys started out not really so much exploring the land, as you met a guy named Tola who led you to the big, gigantic lake that's on your map. You guys set up, you scoured the area that's close by the lake. You went upriver, well, technically downriver in a way, from the lake, and you found a copper deposit as well as a wounded hippogriff. You guys nursed it back to health. You guys came back. You decided to finally start mapping out the region to the east of the encampment. That is when things started turning sour, and Tola gave up this big, well, no one wants me here type speech, and then left. You guys followed him, and he turned on you when you caught up to him, and you killed him. And that's pretty much where the session almost left off. We did keep going after the session ended, and everyone went their own separate ways when they rode back to Javaar. And everyone gets to listen to John's beautiful voice.
Love you.
So, anyways, that is where you guys are actually. But first, Fel got there a little bit early, like he normally likes to. And a couple of people show up. Fel, 3 common folk that you message essentially. Their names Quarren, Wen, and Milton. They say that they're quite interested in what your letter had to say. They're not very skilled, but they do have experience in carpentry and building things. And then another old man in worn leather armor shows up. And he sees that you fit a description that was given to him by your cousin Reese.
All right.
And
Flacker didn't come back. I knew it.
yeah. So, and this is not you though, Jonathan. That's
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. That's just one of the guys that your other character kind of helped along. So,
This is
anyways,
good for something.
yeah, you converse with him, say whatever you want to say to him. But a couple more days go by, and everyone meets up at the pub. And Fel, you actually notice one of your friends, a letter went out to him, Alexander Macedon. And you two kind of stare at each other across the room as he approaches you. Take it away, John.
Fel, it's been so long. It just kind of gets... I don't know how uncomfortable you get with someone getting kind of close to you, but maybe a little uncomfortably close. Kind of pats you on the shoulder. Oh, it's been too long. How you been? I got your letter. It's gonna be great, dude.
Do I recognize him?
Yes, you recognize him.
Alexander, it's been more than a few years, I'm thinking. Let me grab you a beer real quick, and you catch me up a little bit as where life's going for you. I think
that'd be great.
so you're interested in joining us, are you?
Oh yeah. There's nothing for me back there.
Well, hopefully we got something for you on the road here. Yeah, let me get you a beer and a meal, and I'll be for everyone here, at least for the 3 other folk I met.
Yep.
And basically waiting for Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas is there now.
What's up, brothers? Hope the road was kind.
Wasn't unkind.
It's It's good to hear. At least you're standing, you still.
For now. Danner's going to be staying back a little bit. He got held up. I don't even remember the name of the town. I don't know if I ever said it.
Twin Pines, I think.
Twin Pines.
Yeah.
He's going to be staying there and looking after Tup's little girl a bit. He seemed to take a liking to her in terms of thinking that he could do something. And in character, out of character, just a good way to keep Danner out if he's not here.
Yep.
Interesting. Where's Reese?
That I'm not for knowing.
So when he says that one man in old worn leather armor pipes up. His name is Briar, by the way. Briar pipes up. Oh, he was trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do. He just mentioned that he wouldn't be able to go, and well, he told me about it, and I decided to see what was in it. If you guys need some help, extra muscle keeping things safe, I need adventure.
It looks like you got a few years of adventure under you. I'm sure the experience will be more than useful.
Ah, yes.
Would like to introduce you guys to a few contacts of mine. We've got Quarren, Wen, and Milton over here. I was kind of hoping for a bit more of a turnout, but I guess promising someone no real guarantees on anything doesn't make for the most attractive. But they're good folk, and they're smart folk. Beyond that, I think they'll be dedicated to helping us out. Quite frankly, I'm ready to go. Quarren, Wen, and Milton, and Briar, are there any tools or anything that you guys specifically have or want or need?
Oh, they look at each other. We got a couple carpenter's tools, but it'd be much obliged if somehow you all were able to provide these tools for us so we could help you out in any way that we can.
Unfortunately, my own funds are a bit restrictive, but I do got a few gold on me.
Also, you notice that Chatterbox is nowhere around.
Who took Chatterbone? Who did he go with?
Or Chatterbones. You got me saying it now.
Are we back in Javaar?
He stayed in Javaar.
Yeah.
He stayed in Javaar.
Okay.
I'll go after kind of getting everyone settled in. How much are they needing for tools? How much you guys thinking?
About 50 gold pieces overall would make them useful in the ways of carpentry, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, we definitely need, and I mean, I'm assuming that 50 will take us towards the axes needed and everything that they would need.
Essentially, for this many people.
I don't know, Atlas, if you want to go in a bit, or looks like our friend Alexander here's got a. Seeing that he's dressed finely, I can throw in a bit of coin, but
I guess I would say I'm not nearly as poor as when I left. So whatever you need, I can help with.
Well, hey, I mean, if that's the case, my friend Atlas here will set you up with whatever you're needing.
Is that Atlas? Are you wearing your court clothes? Or
Absolutely not.
That's
no.
Okay.
Yeah, those are not. That's not Atlas.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But
yeah. No, I'm just wearing my normal clothes. I just happen to have a little bit more gold, but it's not that much. I've got like 100 gold, but I left with 4, so.
Yeah, more than I got.
I'll buy this stuff. That's fine. So these men, you're the one that enlisted them?
Yeah, these are people I've done work for. These are people that, I think they're good folk. The letter I sent out, and I can show you a copy of it at some point if you're interested. Mainly, I was looking for good, honest folk that aren't necessarily looking to build an army as much as build a life. You know, these guys I can vouch for as good folk.
There's a place for them, for sure. Yeah, so I'll minus 50 and pay for their equipment.
All right.
And
Anything else, guys? Or are we?
like to go to the law offices, and is Chatterbones there?
You search around, and the lawyers are. Oh, yes, good to see you. How is everything?
It's fantastic. Looking for our mechanical friend, if you saw him.
The strangest thing, he was around. About 2 5-day, maybe even 3 5 days ago, he was still around, and well, you see, he just disappeared overnight. I don't know what happened to him. Of course, the town has been quite busy recently. Of course, I don't know where he could have gone, though.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I appreciate your information, and thank you.
All right.
And I guess I want to catch up with Atlas and Alexander, and especially with Atlas, as he knows it a bit more. I don't know if there's foul play at work here, or
Chatterbones? Yeah, I mean, we can start. We can canvas. We can spend a day searching. I mean, we aren't in a rush.
we are.
If you'd like to do that.
Right. I mean, we got some folk that are looking to go out, and folk need a place to stay.
That's fair, but they can pop a tent wherever. You know, Ellenfoss is less than a day's journey as well. Regardless, if you don't, it's up to you. Chatterbones was not. I was never close to Chatterbones, but I know you guys had a blooming friendship. And if you'd like to hunt him down, you're more than welcome to.
He is a bit of Tam's. I don't know. A leftover.
He reminds you of Tam. No, it's fine. It's sentimental, and that's fair.
Why don't we spend the rest of the day searching? We'll camp out. You know, we'll head out on the night. Actually, probably wouldn't be too good if we camp out at night anyway, outside of the town, just so that we start to know. Just start to get people used to the road traveling again. So let's take the rest of the day here. Let's let Quarren, Wen, Milton, and Breyer collect up anything that they need to, make sure all their affairs in order. And Alexander, you're welcome to join us in hunting around a little bit.
I would say, Fel, that we do need to speak at some time, because I did find us a benefactor of sorts, but it's not a conversation for a group of people. So maybe tonight by the fire, once we're settled back in at home?
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I think it should be a conversation for a group of folk. Now, if there's something in there...
A council is not everybody.
All right, fair enough. Well, I just want to make sure we aren't breeding any mistrust to begin with.
I wouldn't say this in front of everybody. It'd be you and me.
Right.
But it'd be not long enough. So,
Alexander, why don't you come with me, and we'll go looking our way. And Atlas, if you want to do, I know our ways differ a little bit for searching for folk. Just to make sure we don't.
So we're splitting up real quick to try and hunt them down?
I would say, let's try and cover as much as we can.
Real quick, can I say that I have like a handful of retainers, just almost like friends that kind of decided to come along with, like 3 or 4?
No, actually.
No?
No.
All right.
Those are reserved for the higher ups in your family.
I was thinking more like bros that just decided to come along. That would be all but worthless, but cannon fodder, maybe?
No.
A squire?
I'm low down.
Yeah, you're pretty low down.
All right. I guess the first thing I'd want to do is just run that survival check around the law offices. I don't know how many checks you want me or anything like that. Just try to.
Yeah, just throw me a
I've traveled
survival.
I've traveled a bit with Chatter.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, if it's 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're really searching around for any clues. You can't seem to find any, though. And Atlas, same thing. If you were investigating, asking about town, no one seemed to notice anything. Really, they're like, oh yeah, that thing. He was here one day, gone the next. What of it?
I mean, it's one of those things. He'll probably turn up when he does turn up. He knows where we're going to, and he knows where we've been. He's obviously not here, so we have reason to believe he's probably gone back there, or he's on some separate mission. We never actually did ask him, is there anything else Tam wanted you to do once he died? So maybe he's on some other type of errand. But regardless, I suppose it's time to hit the road.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've blown enough time. So,
yeah, on your way out, though, you guys are starting to leave town, and a drunk runs across your path. It's like, some gold. Gold, please. I need
In return for what?
What do you need? As he grabs onto your cloak. What do you need, huh, friend? Some company tonight?
Nothing you can provide.
Oh.
And then I just pull the cloak away. Well, I'm not wearing a cloak, but I just kick it away.
Right.
Just grab my leg.
He stumbles back. Good for nothing.
Is he drunk?
He is. Yeah, you think he's drunk?
Smell it on him, and
Yeah, you smell it on for sure.
Okay, just want to make sure it's not some act or anything.
No, drunk.
I'll flick him a silver piece.
Ah, friend. Thank you. Much kinder than those ruffians that were about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, and with that, Atlas is paying attention again.
He starts walking away, going back into the tavern.
And I yell, a gold piece for an answer. Were you wearing any house's sigil?
Yeah, yes, they were wearing.
Of course they were.
House Saris, I think.
Of course they were.
They were very adamant about.
I take the gold and I throw it to him and I say, "Enjoy your drink, friend."
Fantastic. And he goes back in the tavern unless anyone has anything else.
Atlas, you know where we're going?
I think that others. Yeah, I know where they are, but I think where we're going, there's already going to be company, and good chance they're 3 weeks ahead of us, is what it sounds like. I know that House Saris sent a battalion this way.
Platoon, not a battalion. Platoon.
Sorry, platoon. House Saris sent. I was like fucking in some words there. That they sent a platoon of soldiers this way. They're based out of Eridenia, but they aren't a government, so they're allowed to operate wherever they are, but they kind of act like a government. Really, it's nothing to fret on. What's that?
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, how's Saris? All the way out here? Really?
For sure, friend. And some drunk has just confirmed it as well. If that information wasn't good, how would I know what sigil they'd be wearing? And then Atlas just keeps riding away because he's not worried about it. It was 3 weeks ago, and group
and Chatterbones disappeared 3 weeks ago. That's not.
They're continuing northeast of us. So if you want to continue the hunt for Chatterbones, it's following in the trail of those men.
I mean, if you're sure on that, I just want to make sure we're not leaving any stone unturned here. But
I mean, we can go ask the drunk exactly what direction they went, but they've come northeast.
It's my fault, though.
They came from.
You're good.
What was that?
All right, say something.
Hey.
All right, we're good.
Okay. What did you say?
Oh,
Something about south? Or
no. They're
okay. I'm going with what I know. So correct me if Zach is getting it wrong, but Atlas would know. But they have been coming northeast. They came from Devon, so their route is northeast. So I would assume
you don't know. You ask around town, and people do seem to suggest that they continued northeast of here for God knows what reason.
Yeah.
Because there's no civilization past Javaar.
Yeah. That platoon, obviously it was 3 weeks ago, but I must have crossed them in my travels. I never saw them personally, but by the time I arrived in Devon, they were already past Port Valor. So I don't know. I can assume what the intent is, but I don't know why they were sent over here. But I'm not surprised by that information. And I imagine we're saying this while we're still keeping going towards the
wildland. We can walk and talk.
Yeah, House Saris is nothing to fuck with, quite frankly. None of the houses there in Devon are. Unfortunately, it's one of those games where you can't trust anybody for any reason, but you need help from everyone. So, House Saris, we need to stay away from them. I assume that they're involved in everything, potentially even up to Tam's death. I don't have any conclusive proof yet, but I do know a bit about their methods, and yeah, they're effective.
Hopefully we're more. We'll keep a watch out. We'll keep an eye. Do want to let the rest of our group make sure that Quarren, Wen, and Milton and Briar all know. We might be having company through this area.
Oh, company! I love company.
Not the
Quarren
friendly
says,
type.
"Oh, I don't like company then."
We'll keep moving into the wildlands and press on.
All right. So, essentially, because part of your party is not on horse, it will take about 10 days to get to Tam's cave area. But if you want to proceed a different path, you can. But you've always kind of gone up towards Tam's cave because you know that area and follow the river from there.
Can you show us the map that we're uncovering slowly, and then maybe we can just we can head towards Tam's cave, but just take a different route, cover twice the ground. So instead of following the river, let's just cut straight northeast. We would be able to, I would assume, triangulate a little bit to know if we're going to hit it. It's in the forest, so.
Yeah. Do you want to just try to go straight towards the lake area?
I mean, this is kind of what I would want to do.
Yeah.
To start carving this space out.
Yeah.
Because we know how long this was, and we know how long this was, so we should know how long that is.
Yeah, if you're going back there, but are you going back there or to your camp?
I think it makes the most sense to get back to our camp first and just see if anything's there. And then once we're there, what were those shields again? Is that just point of interest?
That's just your group.
That's just me.
That's the group.
Okay, that's what I got kind of confused.
Yeah.
So then I'd take like this route or something, and then cut over or something. But I don't want to follow the river again. I'd like to do something different.
Yeah, we can go by a different way. I should have a pretty good idea, at least coming through these lands, a little bit of what to expect. I understand it's all new territory.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we can get to a landmark somewhere on the map that I might recognize, just to make sure that we're not going out nowhere. So yeah, if you want to cut straight, that sounds good to me. And
excellent.
All right, you've noticed it's significantly colder now. It is now the 11th day of where is that thing? Timar, right?
I think I have it saved.
Novia. It is now the 11th day of Novia as you reach your uncle's cave, and you kind of just want to go straight. Okay. Let me just reveal this area. So you're able... You're kind of going straight till you hit the river-ish about. No problem at all. And then from there you can just cut to the lake.
Yeah.
Is that good?
That works. Anything, I mean, during this path, in particular, I guess constant, if it slows us up by a day or two, I don't really mind in the grand scheme of things, but
make on your way is just kind of make survival checks and perception if you want.
I'll stick with. I mean, the survival I've got is lower, but I'm more or less looking for signs of people coming through here, and mainly looking for humans, so to speak. House Saris, by the way, is mostly human, or are we looking at something different there?
Mostly human.
All right. I guess I don't know if they are human or not for where I'm going. I do get advantage against humans, so well, I guess it really didn't matter there.
So you're actually just noticing that sometimes areas aren't as untamed as they appear to be. It looked like maybe there's heavy foot traffic, especially as you got close to this river up here. There was foot traffic, and as you guys progressed towards the bog area, you actually found traces of dead lizard folk actually litter some of the paths, and you kind of stray away from there as your followers don't seem too keen on going into the bog too much.
Sword, arrow, spear, just weapon-wise. They die of.
Death by looks like crossbow bolts and by the sword.
And I don't know if this will help at all, but how adept were those strikes? They look kind of lazy-ish, or
you can't really tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the bodies are bloated, and some of them are just all over it.
That would be the other thing, is how long they've been there.
You think roughly about a 5-day.
Okay.
Or so. As you get up to the lake, you start noticing this algal growth is started to spread on the outer edges of the lake, actually. And you're poking out with a stick, and you just touch dead fish, and the dead fish have covered in this algal growth. And it's now actually starting to snow a little bit as you guys approach.
Never mind.
No, what's up?
I'm not a fish speaker, and I got a 4, so it doesn't matter. But I was gonna try and see if the fish died of like natural causes, poison.
Yeah, you can't tell.
It's not predation. It doesn't sound like it. Sounds like it's something else.
Yeah, you can't really tell. Continue on.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you're approaching your old camp, you notice that the shelters are just burned and torn to the ground. And the entire area is just kind of turned up, so to speak. Their potholes are digging just in case any signs of treasure, perhaps, is what it looks like.
All right. Our problem might not be here. Let's head to the copper deposit. Let's see. I mean, if they're setting up shop or they're searching for something, that's the most important landmark that we know of.
So, Corin, Wen, and Milton come to. What happened here? This looks like it was somewhat settled.
It was somewhat settled.
Wow. And as they look to the lake, it looks like something's wrong with the lake here.
Yeah. As I kind of stated before, we didn't necessarily know what we were coming back to, but we're here now, and I'm not planning to be leaving until we get this situation figured out. If I mean, my thought atlas. I mean, if do we stay here?
What was that?
We stay here. I mean, I'm all for defending here. If that's it, I just worry that they did something to the lake.
I mean, they could have poisoned it. I mean, not that big of a lake, but I mean, right here by our area. I mean, I don't know, but what I want to do is the copper deposit's kind of our investment. It's our treasure if they're trying to find treasure, and also it's not something they could raid very easily. If they are here still and we're 5 days behind them, they're still there. If they have found it at all, and if they haven't found it, we might want to set up there for a little bit and canvas to find them, because they're operating in this space. There's no reason to stop and burn an abandoned settlement to the ground if you aren't doing it out of malice or settlement. If they were moving through this land simply, they wouldn't be clearing the wildlife. They wouldn't be going into. They could have avoided the lizard folk. They could have avoided our settlement. They're going straight through us, and we need to find where they are first.
I like the idea. Why don't we settle up at the caves for a bit, and as long as Quarren, Gwen, Milton, and Briar are all right, I think that's what we're going to do, is we all head to the caves. That should be a little bit more defensible, too.
You want to set up shop out of a cave? I don't know much about stonework. Oh, outside the cave.
Yeah, just directly outside. If we got to fall back into the cave, we got a place to fall back into.
It's close by a river as well.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, the river, if it's close by the river, it should provide at least a small amount of tree coverage to get our wood from to set up shop up there.
Just be careful. Make sure you take a steel with you, take a sword with you. You guys got weapons?
I got a dagger, and the other boys got some clubs.
All right. Briar's probably the most experienced of it. Briar, you know how to use a rapier?
I know how, but I have a short sword already.
Fair enough. All right. Let's head. And
Are any of them dex fighters, or are they all just?
The only one's a fighter.
Okay.
The other three are just common folk.
Any of them go with a bow?
Not really.
Okay.
Except for Briar. Briar could use a bow.
Sometimes you just need bodies.
Well.
That's out of character.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I have a short bow to spare because I've got new dex weapons. Well, not super new, but anyways, yeah, no, we're good. Let's just head to the copper deposit.
Yeah, you guys take note. It's the first day of Dichem. Depends where you are at in the world, how you pronounce it. And the snow has just started to pour down as you make your way, making things just unpleasant. But you are able to actually get outside, just outside the copper deposit there. And they start to unpack their things. And you guys go investigate the copper mines?
yeah.
All right.
Tracks or anything like that?
There are tracks.
How
Are
many?
they human?
It looks like about anywhere between 5 and 10.
But they're human, right?
Yes. Well, they're humanoid.
Yeah. Looks like we got some folk. How fresh are those tracks?
Make another survival check.
Sure. Assuming human.
Okay.
It's advantage, if not.
It looks like they could be anywhere between 3 and 7 days old. Anywhere in between there. You actually, as you search out a little bit further, you find Alexander actually finds a covered up part of some encampment, and you can clearly see that the stakes for some tents were here. They had set up shop for the night before they left.
Let's set some ground rules for the encounter. I bear nothing but ill will to House Saris at this time, and we only need one person to provide us information. So whoever's wearing the fanciest coat's the one that we leave alive. They burned our house to the ground. They're killing the inhabitants that we promised we'd try to become peaceful with.
Yep.
They're nothing but a cancer to this land.
All right. Jonathan, anything to add?
No, I mean, Alexander is kind of just listening to him.
Okay. And also, Zach, you know that House Macedon is based in Devron as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I knew that, I would have probably asked. So he's House Macedon. Would I know who that house is allied with?
No one anymore.
Oh, were they aligned with somebody? I was there for a while. You think was it recent?
No, this is an old falling out. You know that they used to be quite powerful. In fact, one of the strongest houses in Devron until roughly 15 or 20 years ago. And they started to wane in political power.
Is that around the time that
House Saren started uprising around then? Well, they're still a large house. They are not nearly as powerful as they used to be.
I mean, I'm all for prisoners, but we don't need 5 to 10 of them. I'm okay with a couple more than a single prisoner, but there's no way I think we'll be able to turn these men. So
any blow to House Saren is welcome with me.
Atlas takes a note of that. Yeah, so I'd like to go in at night, preferably dusk, while they're sleeping, with potentially a guard or 2 posted.
You'd like to go where?
Further into the copper mines. Is that so? We're outside of the copper mines, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
We haven't explored.
Oh, you've already explored it. They're not very deep. You have to mine them.
They're not here.
Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is they're not here. Though.
No, they're not.
I thought we were approaching and we saw tracks.
No.
We were canvassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
never mind.
we can go after them. I can theoretically track where they're going, and
I think it'd be best because we need to know what their marching orders were, why they even came here. They crossed our paths. No one should have known about this place. We all split up, and they crossed me midway on my way to Devon. So something somewhere told them about this place.
Yeah, either they got markings from Tola. I mean, we've tried to keep a watch through the woods, but he could have marked something. Or they got our friend Chatter, and Dumbass has been telling everyone where we are and where we're set.
Not that isn't possible, but that wouldn't be what sent them on their way. They left Devon a few weeks before we left our separate ways. So.
Okay.
But they might have Chatterbones, for sure. That could be a whole nother issue, and Alice kind of rolls his eyes, because...
Right.
Yeah.
There is a problem. It is snowing heavily at this point. The footprints that you found were actually on the... close to the exit of the cave, or entrance of the cave, and you're not able to distinguish anything further.
All right, so I won't be tracking them.
Can we see how far into the cave they went? Did they go as far as it possibly goes? And did they set up inside to start a fire, like take an inventory type of a thing?
You're looking in there. They didn't set up anything. It looks like they were just in there. they set up outside of it.
Probably looking to see if we started cutting into this at all.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if they brought like an alchemist or any researchers or, wizards or anything like that would help answer any questions for a bunch of dumb foot soldiers, but it sounds like it's a bunch of dumb foot soldiers. It's probably getting late at this point.
Yes.
All right, let's post a watch, and you know what? We may just want to let them come to us. If it's snowing this bad, we can help out with Quarren, Wen, and Milton, at least for a little while, at least to try and build up something. Right now, the caves are going to work as a great shelter. And I understand, Quarren, Wen, and Milton, that three of you aren't necessarily used to it, but with the snows coming and everything, may not be bad to, build out from the caves, so to speak. Use them as our natural shelter for now until we get other stuff up.
Oh, all right. If you think that's best, I can maybe set up some type of wall or door in the entry of the cave, at least. But not tonight.
No, absolutely. Let's do that.
All right. So the next morning, everyone wakes up. Corn and the others, and Briar goes with them for protection. They go down to the river. What are you guys doing?
Still snowing?
Yes, it has accumulated roughly 8 inches of snow.
Jesus.
All right.
That sucks, because, we're going to have to kill some shit. We have to go hunting, I would say, because, I don't know, would be...
Your rations are getting pretty low, actually. You bought enough for a couple weeks, and they're getting real low.
We marched way farther north than we were in Javaar. I would hope that we would know what a winter is like and have brought, like, furs or anything like that, or do we need to find those?
I would hope that you guys knew as well. So, yes.
That's why I'm asking you. Did we know or do we not
know?
You
guys knew that part of this was in Torvoxel, and Torvoxel typically gets a lot of snow. And it's also the second day of Dechem as well. Now, I'm keeping track over here.
How about we... Up to you. Let's come up with some ideas. I was thinking we could hunt in like this area here. We'd uncover a square while we hunted. I'm all about uncovering those squares, man. The sooner we do it, the better. But that's my initial gut reaction is to start get some meat in the bellies of the men.
Or unless you prefer, Alexander, what you thinking?
I wonder what was up that lake. But, anything. That'll be whatever you need me to help you out with. I can go hunting, I suppose.
Yeah, we can go uncovering squares. We'll do a little hunting as we go.
All right,
if there's anything else that you want to do, though, like, I know that if we want to take a minute, I know we just got attacked and our little home burnt down to the ground, so... If you do want to act differently or whatever, go ahead. But Atlas would just kind of go back to business as usual because we tried to find him, we couldn't find him. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to come back to 4 corpses at our home there.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think the cave is. What do you say about like long-term plans for the winter? Right? Winter just started. I think the cave is a better place to hide out. Than the plains. I mean, maybe we can go salvage what we have at the plains if it's worth saving, but we do have a bunch of laborers here who can cut down some new lumber.
It was all burned, right?
That's true.
So I'm thinking we start here. It will be good for the winter to have caves, especially if they don't go too deep. I don't think we got to worry about stuff coming behind us. And
not that I need to.
Good.
I was just going to say, not that I need to really convince us any further to use the caves, but what I can say is that these are going to prove very, very valuable in negotiations in the future. So holding this land is, at this point, it's the most important piece of the land that we have. Until we explore more and find others.
All right. Why don't at least for day one, why don't we stay with Quarren and Milton, at least just for the first day?
Sure.
We can do a little bit of fishing in the river and see if we can't. The lake was fairly well filled. If fish are looking to leave the lake, you know, that's something at least. If something's wrong with it. Definitely would say that whatever fish we get, you know, we'll want to look into them closely and make sure they're acting normal. Nothing poisonous or anything like that going on. But we'll do a little bit of that, and, you know, we can do a little bit of hunting around there. Might be hard with them hacking down trees, but we'll see what we can find.
All right. So you guys all go to the riverfront. They're hacking down some trees. Nothing in the immediate vicinity of where they're hacking down trees, but you guys travel a couple miles north. Takes a couple hours. All kind of waiting. And you see a couple with elk roll by. Go ahead and give me an attack roll if you want. If you have a bow. Okay. Yeah, you're able to bag some. It was kind of just like a 10 or over thing. You bagged 2 of them.
Fantastic.
I'll take a shot as well.
All right. You bagged 3 elk. You brought your horses along, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Alexander looks particularly happy that he was able to get some, like, do hunting. Look at me, I'm a nature person.
Look at me. Yeah, it's quite different from what you're used to there, Alexander. You've never really been into the wilds like this. Of course, you've been on family hunting trips, things of that nature, rarely participating as your elder brethren and uncles and father just kind of leave the younger ones behind, and since you're so far back in the line of succession, they just kind of forget about you, and you haven't felt this much joy in nature in a little while.
Then I remember that I'm cold.
Yes, you remember that you are very cold. You guys.
So how am I gonna do with ammo? Like I just used 1 bolt.
Yeah, just use 1 bolt. You can recover it if you wish.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it out once we have the chance.
All right.
I'm pretty sure bolts work that way.
Yeah. I'm feeling good about let's go drag them back. Slit the throats if they're not dead, being as humane as possible, and
put them out of their misery.
Yeah, essentially you guys tracked them. They didn't just die right off the bat, except for I guess Fells did enough to just kill outright. Fell, you helped track down the other 2. Easy to do with blood being dripped on fresh white snow. And the snow just continues to pour down. And as you start approaching, it starts turning dark. And the snow stops falling. You're roughly in almost knee-deep snow by now. As you pass by the work site by the river, looks like they were able to fell roughly 10 trees, and they started to cut up those for use for building, and it looks like another was already cut up for firewood, but it looks like they turned in probably 2 hours ago. And you approach the cave, and there they are with a fire waiting.
Nice.
Yeah. And you all made it back.
Oh yeah,
Milton
come on,
says.
Ed. We got food with us.
Fantastic. I'm getting real tired of dried beef.
Yeah, no, we'll get something hot tonight. And that was a good test.